Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hey, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Dynasty. I am a wig stylist and braider in the Brooklyn, New York area. I'm just a city girl in this big world. Before we start this video, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and follow all my medias that's in the description box below. In today's video, I am doing the trendy flip over Fulani braids just with a little twist. Instead of long boho braids, my client requested to get like a braided bob. So it's just a little bit different, but not too much. I'm not sure if you noticed, but at the beginning of the video, I was blowing my client's hair out. And that is because I provide wash and blow dry and hair for all my services, especially braids. And I just do that just because it's easier for both me and my client that way. But always make sure your client's hair stretch out as much as it can be before you put the braids in, because I like straight hair before I do braids because it's like better results at the end. And a little side note, please ignore my lisps. Like I just got my teeth extracted and these words is not coming out how I want them to come out. So please ignore that. My English be Englishing better, but today is just not my day. Now back to the braids. So Fulani, make sure that you part from ear to ear, and when you do that, you should part 2 to 3 rows in the back. For me, I just did 2 because I feel like 3 rows is a drag for Fulani because we're about to be here for hours. So I feel like in the nape area, you can start off with 2 rows, and at the bottom row, start off with 5 braids. So as you can see, I'm just doing a regular knotless braid, and now I'm adding in my boho pieces. I do nothing special. I just bring one piece right in, braid it right into the braid, and then we're good to go. So being that she's getting a braided bob, I'm going to braid down to where she wants her bob to stop with the actual braid. And I'm going to go and take a small piece from the bottom of the braid, tie that around, pull it, and then I'm gonna get the flat iron to melt the hair, because I think the hair is plastic or something like that. Don't quote me for sure, but when you apply heat to synthetic hair, it locks the hair basically. So that's why I use the flat iron for, to lock the hair so it won't unravel, and then we can add the curls later on with the hot water and the perm rollers and all of that. As you can see, this is pretty easy. Doing the knotless part of Fulani is the easiest part about this style. It takes long, but it's very easy. Yep, as you can see, the knotless is pretty repetitive. I believe I did 7, 8, maybe 9 rows back here. My client here was a little bit thick, so I try to give her as many rows as possible. But yeah, 7, 8, maybe 9 rows back there. The key to having neat looking braids, you see how I'm lining up my comb to the middle of that next box that's underneath? Make sure you do that for all your braids. I don't care if you think it looks a little weird, as long as you have consistency with your braids, it will show. And again, for knotless is again real repetitive. Part, add some gel, mold everything, start adding the braids in. Yeah, I'm not sure if y'all peep, but she has some colored ends, my client. And you see how I'm just tucking them things in? You will never know she had colored hair. But especially at the end, you really gonna see, like, I really tucked in her color in so well, and I'm so proud of myself. Now you see me adding in the boho pieces. Some braids got 2 pieces, some braids had 1. I didn't want her braids to look too full, but I didn't want it to look skimp either of the curls. So I did it just right. So in between adding the boho pieces in and then, you know, doing the little loop piece at the end because she getting a braided bob, this style took me about like 7, 8 hours. Again, not too bad because it's Fulani. Fulani gonna take some time. But yeah, not too bad. And again, all repetitive repeated, if that a word, but it's all repetition. You see me doing the same thing, just taking a small piece, pull it through using my flat iron, sealing the ends. This was like the 5 hour mark, honestly, and this is how her back is looking. We looking nice and neat, okay? When I got to this part right here, I was extremely tired. Y'all was almost on the verge of not getting this video because I did not care about no recording. But to start off her first row, I did do triangles. The way that you do this design is up to you. Some people do a stitch braid going straight back, then the triangles. It's all up to you. But for the design I'm giving her, I'm starting off with 3 or 4 triangles, and I'm gonna go ahead to do the crisscross crossover stitch braids. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as detailed in this video, but I did record another Fulani flip over, tutorial. So it's somewhere on my page, like 3 or 4 videos ago. Go ahead and check that out if you want a more detailed hands-on tutorial. All right, so now boom, now we doing the little crossover braid. So you see, you just section it out in 4s, and then you figure out which way it's gonna go up, down, down, up. You just figure out your pattern. That's what I did. I did a lot of that off camera because I was tired. So after I did the crossover braids, I went ahead, and this is the important part. Don't forget those top triangles. Otherwise, it's not gonna be no flip over, nothing. So I did the top triangles, and this how the design look. And I think it came out so pretty. So the design you do on that side, you do to the other side. Now you come back to the middle, to that V part. And honestly, this part was, again, one of the easiest ones. You just make sure that your braids are the same size going across in that little V part. And you go ahead and just stitch them. Just go ahead and keep stitch braiding. All right, as this is going on, I want to check in with y'all how y'all queens are feeling. As of right now, it is January of 2024. It's a new year. I hope all my ladies, all of y'all accomplish everything y'all want to accomplish. Keep going. Make them goals. Strive for your goals. Do your big one this year. Okay? I just wanted to come up here and say that real quick. Now, the braiding is officially done, and y'all don't even know how happy I am. So I already separated her curls, so she do have synthetic hair, and you do not want to dip the synthetic curls into the hot water because that means all the boho was a waste of time. So move that out the way, and now I am putting the perm rollers at the end of her hair so I could get it nice and curly when I dip it into the hot water. If you enjoy my videos, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to be notified about my next upload. I am dropping more tutorials and tips about braids, wigs, etc. The goal is to get 1K subscribers, but now back to the video. And when you're doing this process, don't forget, once you take the hair out from the pot, make sure it is dry completely before you take out the perm rollers. Otherwise, your curls won't be popping as much as if the hair was dry, Now, the last step for me is to cut her braids into a bob. Luckily, she didn't want it too short, so it was easy going just to cut the bob all the way around. This is the part we all been waiting for. Here's the final look. I love how this turned out. Thank you for watching and letting me show you that my brand is my passion. Be sure to like, comment, and share. It helps me a lot. And stay tuned for the next video. Schlaters.